Good morning. I just want to do a real quick go through the announcement. Um, some of you, we're nearing the end of the semester, and I got to tell you what, I have seen some extremely impressive work out of this class, and I just love it, love it, love it. But I know that some of you are having some difficulties keeping up with things and getting things done on time. So I just wanted to give this little announcement so that you know where you are, and that most of the points actually we haven't even done yet. So there are good ways to plan and prepare and do your best on what remains, because you've worked hard. Every week you've done a lot of careful analysis every week and some good writing, really good writing, and really good care for each other, reading each other's work and giving each other pointers and pats on the back. And this is a strong class, and you can really do wonderful things in life, and I'm very excited for you all. So this little announcement, this is about how to succeed in this class. If you've fallen a bit behind, if you're struggling, and even if you're on track and everything looks great, I think this announcement can still be of help to you, because it can give you points of focus that maybe you weren't clear on a little bit ago. So this is about how to succeed in this class. It may not always seem like it, but I want you to succeed. And I want you to take away lessons, skills, and experiences from this course that will further your education and your career. And a little side note here, math is always important. Below is section 4 from our syllabus and what it means for you right now. You can see the grading and the assignments are listed in the syllabus, telling you what the assignments are, what they're valued at, what the course total is, 490 points. The grading scale, you need 441 and above for an A, 392 and above for a B, 343, that's the cutoff there. 343 and above can get you a C or better. Dropping below 342 and below, then you're going to have a problem, and you're going to have to do this all over again. And you've been working hard, so I don't want any of you to have to do this over again. Let's just get it done. So here we go. You need 343 points to pass this class. We've only actually concluded 160 points so far. And so what you have been doing all this time is building skills and building knowledge and building experiences working with each other. And that foundation, that's what's going to take you over the top here. There are still about 330 points to go. What's left is that Essay 2, that annotated bibliography, and that Essay 3, the three of those things together, 250 points. Essay 3, 150. It's huge, right? So put all your eggs in that basket right there, because those are consecutive assignments. The Essay 2 asks you to analyze what your sources say about an issue in your topic area. The annotated bibliography is kind of another representation of the same thing, but it's to invite you to gather new sources and to analyze them one at a time and in some depth, possibly, to make some note of it. And Essay 3, that one is the one that asks you to proceed to a policy question and take a stand. But you don't want to go there first. A lot of students are under the impression that the easiest thing to do is argument, and you just want to take a side and explain why you're right. That kind of is a junior high school thing. That is not a college thing. That is not a professional thing. You want to make sure that when you take a side, you have your pistes in order, your ethos, pathos, and logos, that you sound like you know what you are talking about. And the only way to get there is to demonstrate to readers that you have read around. Demonstrate to readers that you know what the opinions are, who is talking about it, what they are saying, what makes them valuable, and what gives them bias. Bias is not a terrible thing. Bias is a great thing. It's the only reason we bother to talk to each other, after all. Bias is important, but it's also extremely important to note where the bias is. Yes? Okay. So, peer reviews. Also, that's worth 50 points together. Peer reviews 2 and 3. So in short, you do your best on these assignments and you'll be in good shape. What is your best? I have 12 little reminders. I imagine I could have written 50, but you know, limitations, time, space, reason. Number one, read your instructions and your assigned textbooks readings at least twice and take notes on them for your study. If you did not already read your past instructions and past textbook assignments twice and take notes on them, now might be a good time to review those things. What is a pistis, after all? Yes. In your work, draw upon the terms from the textbook and apply them in order to learn the lessons, and also to demonstrate that you learned the lessons. 2. Compose thoughtful work that follows instructions. Use your intellect where called for and your creativity where called for. 3. Revise and proofread your work thoughtfully, and I know actually just about all of you are extremely good at that, so moving on. 4. Review MLA style and cite your sources accurately. MLA style. There are lots of places to learn what MLA style is. My strong recommendation is go to the website called The Owl at Purdue. Just type it into a Google search. The Owl at Purdue, Purdue, P-U-R-D-U-E, and type in MLA style, and click, and read. Everything you need to know is going to be on the page that you're looking at, and if you look at, there's going to be a menu bar on the left, like a table of contents, and you can click open models there and instructions there. 5. Gather all the required source types and number of each. Those are all listed on the assignment sheet, so check out the assignment sheet. Read your sources at least twice, take notes on them, and study them. 6. Use your research to answer your stasis theory questions. Remember, questions of fact, questions of definition, questions of quality, questions of policy, right? Those are all grouped. Use your research to answer your stasis theory questions. Also remember to keep track of which sources told you what. Once you have filled in your stasis theory table, then you assess which of your sources are saying what. Put them into a logical and meaningful group by their answers. You can group them into camps of sources that agree with each other about one or more of the stasis theory answers. Now, group your questions into the original order. Questions of fact, questions of definition, questions of policy, and quality. Okay, put them in that order. And then look at what are your sources saying about the facts? What are your sources saying about the definition? What are your sources saying about the quality? What are your sources saying about the policy? You can use that to organize your essay too, and that will be a very good organization. Very, very logical and very, very easy for your readers to follow. Your essay 2, number 9, is merely your analysis of who is saying what. You will have a good essay 2 if you use the grouping given, right? Fact first. Talk about that. Talk about definition second. Talk about quality third. Use your grouping given. And use transitions, right? Similarly, this source also agrees that, blah, blah, blah. However, these sources disagree about that, right? Use transitions that invite readers to understand your groupings. Essay 2 should not be a list of answers and sources. If it is, what you will have is not an essay. What you will have is a grocery list, a some assembly required paper. Don't make a list. Put things together analytically. Think about how the sources fit together. You should use analysis, and the simplest way to begin is to see who agrees with each other and how each source describes problems and solutions. What each source brings in for consideration and what they leave out is also of some importance. It doesn't necessarily make a source bad or good if they include or do not include something. Very often, you know, an opinion piece can only be 700 to 1100 words, so something's going to get left out. But think about what they decide is important to talk about and what they completely ignore. That may come in handy, maybe something you want to talk about later on. 10, remember always, always, always to read your partner's work on time and give them thoughtful feedback. And you guys, for the most part, you've been knocking it out of the park. You've been doing a terrific job with that. But if you've been forgetting, remember now, it's a very important component of the class. Collaboration and peer response are job skills. There's nowhere in the world you're going to go where you will be locked in a corner and not speak to anyone. You will always have colleagues, and you need to know how to work with them. So practice. I'm giving you a shot here to get ready for that. As before, peer responses are worth a significant portion of the grades. It's 40% on the homework, and the peer review is 100%. If you didn't review anybody, you don't get any points for that. The points are for doing the peer review. Specifically, completing the drafts as assigned, that qualifies you to receive points for peer review. So you can't just jump in and read other people's stuff and comment on it and get points, because that means that you're depriving them of something to do and they need to do it. That's part of the group experience. You need to share. You need, think about how much you learn by reading what other people's efforts look like. And if you don't have that draft ready, then you're just not doing the work. So the draft has to be ready for people to review. But it does not earn you any points for the peer review. You must do the work to receive the credit. Peer commenting is a job skill. 11, use your campus resources as needed. You have resources for assistance online librarians to help you find sources, and online tutors to help you review your assignments, plan your work, revise your writing, use MLA style, and guide you in productive methods for proofreading. Tutors will not edit your work, and you do not want them to. Editing is a thing that the writer should do. That's how you figure out what you mean. That's how you develop your brain. And that's how you learn to be increasingly better at both reading and writing. So, but tutors can help you develop your skill, and that's important. If you have access to campus, then come into the library and the tutorial center and ask for assistance there. Librarians are more than willing to help you find your sources, and tutors are more than willing to help you at any stage of the research and writing process. In addition, email me with specific questions about assignments, any language in the assignment or any process described there that you're uncertain what to do with. I can answer questions when you direct me to the problem, and that is my job, so you better make me do it. 12, review my comments on your past work by returning to each module and opening the work. See what suggestions I have offered you and how they can help you. Email me with any questions you have about your past work or about my comments, because chances are good that if you were struggling somewhere before, you might still be struggling now. And learning is a cumulative process. Courses are designed to begin with things that are foundational and to build. So if there's any step back there in the process that you did not take full advantage of for whatever reason, you want to be clear on it now. Get clear on what you're being asked to do and make sure that I know, right, when you are not clear. That's what the emails are for, and that's what the virtual office hours are for. So make me work. It's my job. You are all fine students with great attributes, and I appreciate your work. Very best of luck to you. I hope that you're enjoying the class, maybe not everything, but at least you are finding good things in there, I hope. And I look forward to hearing from you in email or in virtual office hours, and I look forward to reading your work. Thanks.